Now, step number 3, you need to get your first paying clients, and that has to happen really very, very fast. Now, you have to offer skills for free or at a discounted rate to build testimonials. This happens in the beginning where you are going to guide people. People are going to get started with you. They like what you are talking about, and you say, I will handhold you. You buy this product from me or you don't buy this product from me. Let me give this to you for free. Maybe you will insert a little video about how you went about doing what you did. Like I'm talking today, I do not come talk to you just out of my own mind. I have done some research between yesterday and today. I have read a little more. I've seen a little more through the social media, done some research and everything, and then consolidated my thoughts, and then I'm coming to talk to you guys. So it's the same way you will also have to do. We cannot come across as hoax, because this is most important part, guys. When we are trying to talk to people and we are trying to make a difference in other people's life, it's a very different sense of responsibility which comes in, right? When I know somebody is really waiting for my information to get published on YouTube, so that they can somewhere get started on that digital journey. Maybe they are sitting on that bench and they just needed that little push. I would like to do that, guys. And that comes with a lot of responsibility. So I cannot just do anything or just say anything what comes to my mind, right? So I have to do it in a way that it works for you, in a way that it helps you learn and also get started in the same space like I did. Now, when you are offering your skills either for free or at a discounted rate, you can start by building testimonials. Now, you can also leverage social media when you're building up this whole thing. So when you are building social media, and why we recommend social media, guys, marketing in today's day and time is completely moved, has taken a completely different direction altogether, where now people are using not paid advertisement as much. Paid advertisements are also important, but that's a later part of your journey. To begin with, you need to figure out what does the algorithm in your social media, how does it work, and what kind of an audience can you connect with? Instagram caters to a different set of audience. Spotify caters to a different set of audience. For example, during my podcast journey, as I'm learning, YouTube is different, Spotify is different, Apple Podcasts are different, right? So, but it's a different set of people. What I'm also learning, for example, a podcaster. People who are listening to podcasts are people who have 250,000 and above as their net income. So that is technically kind of my audience that I will be ultimately reaching out to, right? So they are the people who are super busy in their lives. They don't have any time. They are at work or they are in their own businesses, and they listen to bite-sized information on the go, whether they are in the gym or they are running or they are, driving, whatever. So podcasts, people who listen to podcasts are usually people who are really, really busy in their lives. Okay. And it's not just about the income that they're doing, but yes, there is so much of detailed discussion about who to attract on what platform and at what time to post that content. And I will cover this in one of the episodes as well. But yes, you need to be able to leverage your social media platforms so that you can drive organic traffic by a certain strategy, which is by posting valuable content on LinkedIn, on Insta or Facebook, or on Facebook groups. But there's a certain strategy to follow, and you need to tweak your content as you go on different platforms. You cannot have the same content across the platforms under each category. So there is also something known as a cold outreach formula, where it's like a cold call. Like people who are in sales will understand what I'm talking about. Cold calls are where people don't know you and you directly go across into that company and try to talk to people. But if you are somebody who's new and who are already very, very scared of doing sales, then this could come across as something difficult for you. But like I say this, right? So when I moved into Germany and I was helping more and more students to come into Germany for higher education, and then there was Corona around the world. So people were not getting visas to come to Germany, and I still had to do it. It was part of my sales target to bring more and more students. So I started connecting with students on student groups. And I found that during Corona times, there was so much of chaos which was happening across these universities, where students were either not happy, classes were not getting conducted, because Corona was a shock for everyone, right? Nobody was prepared for Corona to happen. And everything was in a lockdown. So even universities were trying to cope up and figure out how to keep students satisfied and because student is the ultimate customer. But during that time is when the students were so unhappy and they were posting across all social media platforms like Facebook, on Facebook groups, and saying that, does anybody know about this university? Does anybody know? Can somebody help me with this? Guys, for me, while I've been a salesperson for a very long time, but I thought it was a great important lesson for me because, I could connect with students who are facing a lot of challenges, and they, the people in different parts of the world who are stuck in their home countries are not able to get a visa. So why not help people who are already locally based and looking to move from one university to the other? So in my university role, as part of the university job where I had to bring students, I started helping local students who were available. So sometimes, when you are ready to help somebody solve a problem and you have only got ultimately a problem solving approach in your mind, you will be able to connect with people. See, I want to say this. Let's say if you are really good in Ayurveda or you are good in recommending some Ayurvedic medicines to people. So if somebody comes to you with a headache and you have a exact alternative therapy option available to that person, you end up giving it, right? It is a problem that you're solving. Imagine now if that starts, you can monetize that little skill of yours. You can start creating some kind of a content around it where people reach out to you for information. People have a counseling session. So not everything requires you to have mastered it, but it is something that you have tried and tested on yourself and you believe this is possible and this might just be a great help. So in case of a cold outreach where like you are trying to connect with somebody on social media or somewhere else, so you just start by saying, hey, my name is, so and so. I noticed that you were mentioning that this is a challenge that you are trying to solve at this point of time. I personally help people with so and so. So you outline your skill and say, let's chat, I can help you. So in the beginning, you can do it like a, pro bono, you can do it for multiple people, and then your word of mouth spreads, guys. So when the word of mouth spreads, you can also build it up on skill where you can monetize that skill of yours. You can keep it short, specific, and absolutely action driven. There is nothing else required in that connection. It's possible you will be turned down. See, we also get so many calls from these credit card companies or some insurance companies who are trying to sell us a product, right? So be nice when you're turning down somebody because somebody must have made an effort to reach out to you to help you with your problem, right? Now, step number 4 is that you need to raise your prices and also scale up. Now, once you have like 3 to 5 happy clients, now whether these are free clients or whether they are paid clients. So let's say you have 3 to 5 happy clients. It is now time to increase your prices. Because in the initial 3 to 5 clients, you figured out the whole process of handling this particular type of a skill set that you are going to now start to monetize. So let's say you connected with few people, you connected with 5 to 10 people, and 2 or 3 of them came back to you and said that we are ready to get started with you. And you say, I will do it completely free for you, but I have a condition. If I do this free for you and if it helps you, you have to promise me to give me a video recording of yourself, a little review about my work and how did it help you. And guys, this I'm seeing everywhere on the internet. There are so many people. I was recently introduced to a hypnotherapist, and she also was doing this for so many people. So she was looking for volunteers who would do it. And if you volunteer to be that person that who wants to go through that hypnotherapy, you have to just give a review, like a video review, which that person is going to put up on their websites, and just that review is going to get them more clients. So you can also get started there. If you are already in a safe job and you want to just give this a try, then you can give it a try, right? Please just make sure, guys, whichever part of the world you are, your visas and your stay status should allow you to explore new options, right? You need to take the necessary permissions from the local tax offices if you're not the nationals of that country. You can create a waitlist or a premium offer if you are somebody with really valuable set of skills which you have mastered over a period of so many years of your life. I encourage a lot of my friends who are good singers, who are really good singers, who are recording in the silence of their homes, know the skills, they know how to sing. Now, if you are somebody like that, if you are able to pick up some skills and a little polishing of that skill will just make you get better, or maybe you have already taken a training program many years ago, which was a certification course, and it was just lying in one of your cupboards and you want to put it to good use, you can get started on that space. Maybe that is something which makes you happy and it is your passion. So if that is your strength, if you are able to put your skills, your passion to work, you will be so happy doing, because you would be putting something you're good at, something you are happy doing into practice. And when you do that, everything around you is going to have a ripple effect. Your job would start looking up. You will realize that you don't have to give your whole day, your whole mind and your whole concentration to the job, because you will start looking forward to going back home and do that recording of that little song of yours which you wanted to publish today. Right. So also through today's episode, I want to break some of the myths. We all have a lot of myth whenever we are starting in any new space, especially in a digital space, a digital online space, where we are so scared that, we will be witnessed, people are going to watch us, and, I will suddenly go public. So there are many myths that people have, and I want to break those myths through this episode. That is, number one, that you think that you don't have any skills. So you might think that I don't have any skills. So to begin with, let me say this. Every one of us has skills. Now, you don't need to be an expert at any kind of a skill. You just have to be a beginner and willing to learn. Guys, my own story, when I started podcasting, I was not able to think through. I was so nervous sitting in front of this microphone, okay? And there were so many things, but now I'm comfortable because I know what I want to talk about, and my ultimate goal is to reach out to more and more people around the world who are looking to get started in an online space. So I want to do it through my podcasting because I am learning to put down all those things that I'm good at, the skills that I'm good at, and putting it down into a piece of paper and just trying to get better at it. My new project that I'm taking up this week is going to be writing a book, and I'm really excited about it. There are a few topics that I'm really interested, but I'm also learning how to write a book online today, and how can I publish it on Amazon or Audible, because they say one book can go into multiple formats and it will start to fetch you from 6 to 7 different verticals. It could be on different platforms, and platforms like Amazon do the whole marketing for you. So you can decide what is that skill that you want to learn, or what is that skill that you believe you are good at and you want to get started in that space. So either ways, get started. Now, you might say that, oh, nobody is going to pay me for this. It's a really wrong myth, guys. Let me give you my own example, okay? When I was in India, I learned Reiki. Reiki is a kind of healing. And in India, we don't charge people for this for some reason, okay? We are very shy to ask people for money. And it was a skill I always had. So when I moved to Germany and when I was a student, I ended up connecting with so many patients, in a physiotherapy clinic. And I was able to go and help more people with that Reiki healing technique. So I used to give them just 20-30 minute sessions and they started paying me for it. I had no idea, guys, while I thought that, okay, this is a great thing to have when I can heal myself and my family. But I realized after moving here that even that little skill can pay me, and I get paid. So you don't know who will pay you for what. Maybe you think you don't have the necessary skill, but you don't have to decide that actually. You just have to figure out who are those people who might be willing to buy from you, and then you charge a small amount. If you are not sure, you can start it off in the beginning with a little small amount. And as you grow into this whole space, whatever that is that you want to grow into, 3 or 5 of such cases, you will realize, you can start doing a little market research and find out what are the prevalent rates in the market. And you can increase your prices a little more when you are feeling a little more confident about it, and build a whole product around it, a whole structure. You can create brochures and so many things, guys. This is just the beginning, right? And many times also people say in the online space, they think that I need to have a large, big audience. Not at all, guys. There is no such need for you to have a large audience. You just need the right 5 to 10 people to get started with your earning in an online space. Now, you will see that there are many people who have generated multiple types of passive income through the digital space, and they do not have so many followers. You don't need a large, big audience to start with. Like we say, when you're going for that movie hall and you're worried that the movie is going to be sold out. So you have to remind yourself that you want that one seat for yourself. And that's all you need. You're not looking to have the whole movie hall by yourself, right? So similarly, when you're looking for clients, you don't need the whole market space for yourself. You're looking for those 1 to 2 to 3 people who are going to build your confidence. It will start with one person. It is not going to start with 10 people. If you are lucky, good for you. Then you can start group coaching sessions. That is also a possibility. Now, point number 4, the 5 fastest ways to start earning online, even if you have no experience. Guys, I wanted to really discuss this with you guys today. Now, number 1 way in which you can really get started on very fast, as you can start earning on the go, is by starting some kind of a freelancing work. Now, what does freelancing allow you to do? Now, many parts of the world, we think freelancing is considered to be a small job. It's not a full-time job. You are a freelancer. Guys, it takes courage to be a freelancer, because you call the shots in a freelancing space. You are a creator. You could be creating any kind of a work as a freelancer, and you are technically giving your skill for earning your money. You are not giving your time like we do in a job. In a freelancing space, you are skilled at certain kind of a task. Maybe you are a great communicator and you are ready to start teaching school students about how to communicate their thoughts across. Or you are a great teacher and you start teaching students online or create digital courses where people can enroll and get started with you in an online space. So freelancing can begin on platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn, like I spoke about. You can sell services like writing, designing, and even editing of stuff. And this could be on the go, guys, a little on the side. And you will see when you start doing some kind of a freelancing activity, your skills will go on becoming more and more sharper. You'll be able to connect with so many more people as you go. Second is you could have a teaching or a coaching kind of a offer. You can create a whole offer of a service in a subject you know really well. It could be any kind of a topic. You are probably really good at filing taxes in your country. You could help so many people who have to hire chartered accountants or Steuerberaters in Germany and figure out how to do the whole taxation part. If you are really good at it, you can do it for a nominal price, right? You can create digital products when you are setting up an online space, and this is something you can monetize very quickly. When you start digital products, you could be selling ebooks, you could be creating templates, you could be creating guides. If you go online today and start looking at some of the creators who are producing, go into their Insta bio and look into their shops and see what are the kind of things that they are selling. You'll be surprised. Many of them are selling empty templates like ebooks. There are people who are creating coloring books, empty mandalas or empty pictures, which can be filled up with certain colors, and they are creating whole ebooks with that and selling it on Amazon, guys, and it is fetching them royalties. You could start anything. And of course, we spoke about affiliate products. You can start with affiliate through, platforms like Digistore24. That is just one of the platforms, and there are many, many platforms like that available. You can also start affiliate on Amazon because you're always buying on Amazon. We all are today, right? So you can pick up certain products on Amazon and start selling it on the go. Amazon gives an affiliate link for you to start talking about it. How do you do that? Now, you could be a blogger. If you are not a blogger, you can start creating blogs, and you have to now then start directing traffic onto your blog. Now, many of the blogs that you must have read so many places, they have these URLs. You end up clicking and it takes you to another page. These are all affiliate, guys. This is how you can start earning. Sometimes you earn per click. Sometimes you not just get paid per click, but you also get paid for the person buying that product ultimately. Okay, so even the per click is a possibility in this case. Now, the other part is flipping and reselling. So you buy something very low and you sell something very high. Many people are doing it with cars. They buy really good cars, they revamp it, upgrade it with all the new music system, new chair covers, and so many other things, and sell it. So it's very small, and that is also a very high level of business, guys. So you can decide, you can also pick up something like that. You can flip something, buy it for very cheap and then start reselling it into a digital, either on a digital or a physical space. Either ways is okay. So let me do a quick recap of whatever we have discussed today. To begin with, you already have what you need to start making money with. You already have everything to get started in an online space, and you can start making money online. Now, the key to it is that you need to figure out a way to package, market, and also sell it. Now, if you think you are a bad salesperson, not everybody can do sales, and we think like this, but guys, sales is like a skill. You can learn it on the go. Let's say you are really good at certain level of skills. You don't know how to package it. You are too shy to market it, and you are definitely super shy to talk about it and sell it. Now, if that is the case, let's say you have a great skill that you can learn languages on the go, and you know how to break down the whole way of learning something, or you have a skill of finishing off books very fast. You can skim through that. You have figured out a way of learning fast. There is this great author called Jim Quick who talks about how you can read fast and how there are some tricks of the trade. You can actually finish reading books in 1 hour, 2 hours. I'm trying to do that course and I'm learning it. So it is possible. Imagine he has been able to now monetize that skill by practicing it on himself and then talking to others. Now, not everything about sales is cheating, guys. Why we are not able to sell is because when we have some ulterior motive in mind, is probably to somehow get the product out of the way. But if your ultimate goal is to help somebody on the other side who was really looking for this kind of a space or really looking for this kind of a solution, then your product should come in handy and should solve that basic problem that person was not able to find anywhere online. I will always say this, the sooner you take action, the sooner you'll be able to start making money and start seeing something really big online coming your way. As I always say, this podcast is not for people who are in a great spot in their lives. They are really happy. They are in their 9 to 5 jobs and they are perfectly fine. But it is very rare, guys. I have hardly come across somebody so happy in their workspace. They are probably happy in first few years of their career or the first few months of a new job. Usually over a period of time, it becomes really a big drag. You have to drag yourself to work. You have to drag yourself to drive to work or whatever. But you will see that maybe you are in a great happy place to work. Even if you are in a happy place to work and you are in a happy spot, this is not for you guys. But there are people like students, there are people like women who are sitting at home maybe and are not able to, get back into their job space because they had children during this time, or they got married and they are still figuring out what to do from a career standpoint. Or you are a 9 to 5er who are pretty done with doing a 9 to 5 job and you have realized that this is not the end game. I need to get better and bigger in some way in the coming years, because guys, the whole future of work is changing. The reason for me starting this whole podcast was my own eureka moment where I realized that yes, the future of work is changing. And just like that email I received where it said that 2025 is going to be the last normal human year, guys, I really urge you, this is a great time to get started. Pick up these skills. My whole podcast is about empowering you all to believe this, to build it up in silence. You don't have to talk to anybody about it in a physical space, because digital world totally will embrace whatever is it that you want to talk about, and learn the game. See, if you are able to give 1 to 2 hours every day for the next 1 year's time, there will never be a problem of money. I would say it like this: if there is something which guarantees you that in 1 year's time, if you give it consistent time and effort and build this whole forte, you might never be going back to a money problem, guys. Isn't that something exciting? Isn't that something what we all want? So it's about time we thought about it. Every day we have to just get better at whoever we were yesterday. If you are even one step ahead of wherever you were yesterday, I'm not talking about your job space. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking totally about your personal space, guys. If this is something you are willing to do, then let's get started. Give yourself a target for this year, the number of books you want to read, the number of courses you want to complete. Maybe there was that particular course you always wanted to do, but you are, in a good spot in your life, in your jobs, and you're ready to give an hour or two, whatever that is. Pick it up, guys. So if you found this episode valuable, please like, share, and subscribe. And do remember to hit the follow button and follow me on Insta, DM me on Instagram if you're doing something new and something exciting. I'll be so happy to see what's happening in your life. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you so much for your love, for your attention. And I will call this a wrap. So while I always say that it is never too late to start earning, and it's never too late to start learning. And if this episode made any sense to you and added any value to your life, then please tag me, DM me, follow me, and do share it with your friends who probably wanted to listen to this. Thank you so much. Ciao from Berlin.